What's up, everybody? It's Hammer. We're getting down to the wire here. As of today, the PCT through hike starts in just a few short weeks. I finally have all of my gear dialed in, so I wanted to do a little video showing everyone all the things that I'm going to be carrying on this hike. There's a few changes since the Appalachian Trail. I'm going to try not to go too in depth with each item. I don't want to ramble too much about each little thing. So if you have any questions about a specific piece of gear, please let me know in the comments. So first and foremost, I want to go over everything that I wear while I hike. So these are all the articles of clothing that I don't include in my base weight. This would be considered worn weight. So we'll start from the bottom and work our way up. My shoes, I'm still rocking the Ultra Olympuses. These are the 5s. I hope these hold up as well as the 4s. I'm questioning the quality of the new version, but these still have a little life left in them, so I'm going to be starting with these. I have a brand new pair waiting at home to be shipped to me whenever I need them. Inside my Ultras, I still wear the Superfeet Trailblazer insoles. These have the carbon bottoms, which is what I like about them. They're good for really rocky terrain and all that, and I usually swap these out every time I swap shoes. As far as socks go, I wear the Hygiene sock liners underneath the standard Darn Tough socks. These are the ones that everyone wears. I love them. They have a lifetime warranty. Over my socks and shoes, I do like to wear gaiters. These are Dirty Girls. I just got these while I was in Florida. The old pair I had, one of the hooks on the front ripped off from the weeds that I was kind of walking through in the swamp. So this is a new pair, but same deal. I like my gaiters. My bottoms that I wear while hiking are just the shorty shorts. These are Under Armour, I think Launch Run 5-inch or something like that. They have a liner in them. I don't really do underwear on the trail, so I like the liner. And these are a little small on me around the waist. I probably should have upsized, but I know I'm going to be losing some weight out there, so I'm not too worried about it. As far as a hiking shirt, I'm going with the Town Shirt Sun Hoodie. This thing's awesome. I love it. I wear it in everyday life on top of hiking. I chose the Town Shirt specifically because this was the one that I found that had the highest SPF rating. I think it's 50. And I definitely need that. I'm super fair-skinned. Around my neck, I pretty much always wear a buff. Again, for more sun protection, especially in the desert, it's just going to be needed. So this is my AT 2021 buff that I got from Outdoor 76 in Franklin. So this is the one I'm going to be rocking. I always like to wear a hat, so I just got a PCT trucker hat. This matches my AT one just off Amazon or whatever. And also included in my worn weight are my trekking poles. These are the Lecky Kumbu Light. These are the same ones that I've been using forever. The tips are still fine. I mean, I see all these videos of people breaking their tips and they're all worn down, to the plastic. I don't really know what you guys are doing to ruin your tips like that, but these are still going strong. They're super tough. I love these things, and the warranty on them is really good. I put some fresh Leuco tape and duct tape. I like to have that stuff handy. All right, moving on. I do like to wear a fanny pack when I hike. I like to keep just certain little things, right in my front, easy access. This stuff I do include in my base weight, even though it's kind of worn. The whole base weight, worn weight thing is all kind of stupid because really it's all worn weight. And if you really want to get into it, we can talk about body weight and everything else. So it's all just kind of nonsense. But anyway, everything else that I talk about from this point on is stuff that I include in my base weight. So the fanny pack itself is the Light AF Featherweight fanny pack. This is the large size. Inside, I like to keep my wallet. This is, again, Light AF Little Hiker wallet. I use this thing every day. This is my everyday wallet now. And it's pretty worn down, but that's what I'm going to use. In here, I just keep my ID, credit cards, a little bit of cash, and my permits. I'll be carrying my permits in there. It is waterproof. I have a pair of earbuds. These are just Skull Candies. I like the corded headphones when I hike because it's one less thing that you have to charge. I do like listening to music and podcasts and things when I hike. Little thing of chapstick, and I have some Leuco tape wrapped around it. I am an asthmatic, so unfortunately I have to carry an inhaler. I keep my headlamp in my fanny pack as well, just for easy access if I, hike into the night or something like that. This is the Nightcore NU32, I believe. It's a little overkill, but it's super bright, and I'm happy with it. And this is the little pocket knife that I carry. It's a Victorinox Swiss Army knife. It has a file, standard blade, toothpick, tweezers, and a little pair of scissors on the back here. This is all I've really ever needed on trail, so it works for me. If you want to carry more than that, that's your call. All right, now let's get into the actual pack. Bam! Look at that thing. Brand new Hyperlite Unbound 55. I just got this thing yesterday, so obviously no miles on it yet, but I packed it up, and just at first glance, I'm really liking this thing. It has the same durability and comfort as the other Hyperlites, but it has some extra features that I think are nice to have. The water bottle pockets are definitely upgraded. They're bigger and it's easier to reach back and grab your water bottle. Front pockets are super nice. I was questioning this material, looking at it online. I thought it might be easy to rip, but it actually seems very durable. And these pockets are just bigger than on some of the other Hyperlites. This also comes with the bottom pocket here. There's a large opening here and then a little trash port somewhere right here on the other side. So you can just kind of reach back and put your trash in there. So that's going to be nice to have. The hip belt on this thing is removable, which is something new with this pack. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I hope it doesn't kind of, shift around or anything, but we'll see. Some of the clips are different and some of the straps are lighter weight, but I'm sure that'll all be fine. One feature that this pack didn't have that I thought I definitely needed for the PCT was ice axe loops. There's a little, you can see the orange here, it's sort of like a daisy chain where you can attach whatever you want to the pack. So I just took the ice axe loops off of an old pack of mine and stuck them on here, and it works pretty damn good. All right, so in the hip belt pockets, on the right side, I always carry my GoPro, which I can't show you because that's what I'm filming on. The GoPro plus the Shorty telescoping handle. It folds out as a tripod also, same one I've always used. The tripod and the camera fit in one of these hip belt pockets perfect, so it's nice to have it there for easy access. On the other side, I like to carry my sunglasses. Unfortunately, I did ditch the Ombras. They were just a little bit of a headache for me with my hair and everything, so I just got some regular old, these are Sun Cloud sunglasses, same ones I wore on the AT. I also picked up this Light AF pack towel that you can use for hitchhiking, hiker to town, hiker to trail, and I'm just also probably going to use this as a, handkerchief, blow my nose, wipe sweat off, whatever. That's about all that I keep in the hip belt pockets. On the front shoulder strap here, I have my Garmin InReach Mini 2. This is a new thing for me. I don't usually carry these. I don't really think it's necessary, but I thought it'd be nice to have on the PCT, and some of my family want to do the tracking thing and kind of follow along, so that's where I'm going to keep that. Water bottle pockets, obviously I keep my water bottles. One clean, one dirty. I'll be using the Sawyer Squeeze as I always use, and that just stays on the top of the dirty bottle, and then on the clean bottle I have the sports cap. These are 1.5 liter bottles. I usually carry 1 liters. With the longer water carries on the PCT, I thought that the 1.5 liter bottles would be a good way to increase my water capacity. In addition to that, in the front back pocket here, I have my tried and true platypus bag. This is a 3 liter, so that makes my total water capacity 6 liters, and I think that's pretty typical for people on the PCT in the desert. I never carry clean water in this. It's always just dirty water. Okay, the rest of the front pouch here, this is the fleece that I'm going to be using, or the mid layer if you will. This is the Senshi Designs Alpha 60. Haven't hiked in this thing yet, but it seems like it's going to be awesome. It's 4 ounces, weighs next to nothing, and it's super breathable, and I just think that this is going to be perfect. And if you pair it with a rain jacket, you can get down to pretty cold temps with it. Okay, I have my little shit kit here. This is when I have to go take a number 2 on the trail, I just grab this baggie and go to do my business. I've got a little bottle of Dr. Bronner's hand soap, as well as hand sanitizer. Obviously a wad of toilet paper. This is my trowel. I keep it in a baggie so it doesn't get toilet paper and everything else all dirty. This is the Deuce. This is the super ultralight one. It's like the lightest one that they have. It doesn't weigh anything, but Deuce trowel. And this is just an old pack of wipes. That's everything you need to take a nice shit in the woods. I have this little ditty bag here. I think this is made by Z-Packs Dyneema small size stuff sack. It's what I use for little things that, I don't mind carrying on the outside of the pack. I don't mind if they get wet or whatever. So in here I have my toothbrush, just a bamboo lightweight toothbrush. I'll probably chop the handle, not necessarily to save weight, but just so that it fits in the pack better and it doesn't poke around and things. But in addition to that, obviously a little tube of toothpaste. Got a spool of dental floss. This is filthy, so I assume this is the same one I had on the AT. Not only for flossing my teeth, but I actually used this to extend my bear line one time, and I used it to hang a PCT bear hang. I also have a little Rology cork ball. I use this to roll out any sore muscles and things like that. Little stick of Body Glide for any chafing issues that I have. This is a sun stick. Sunscreen is going to be super important for me. We all know this. So always keep sunscreen handy. And I have a little razor head from a disposable razor just for anything that I want to clean up while I'm out there. It's nice to have. So that was everything that was in the main pocket. There's also this little smaller pouch here. I'll go over what I keep in there, but it's also a bottom, like a secondary access for the big pouch. So if you know something's down on the bottom of this big pocket, you can kind of reach in here and grab it like that. You can see that. But you can also use this just as a separate pocket as well. It's kind of neat. So in that small pouch, I have a Polycro ground sheet. This is made by Six Moon Designs. I don't know if this is going to last in my pack very long. Cowboy camping is a big thing on the PCT. I do plan on doing a bit of cowboy camping. So I wanted to have something underneath my sleeping pad for added protection. Weighs less than Tyvek. It's definitely not as strong, but it's supposedly really puncture resistant. I'll probably end up sending it home just like I did on the AT. But in addition to that are my tent stakes. This is a Z-Packs Dyneema tent stake bag, and I use the MSR Groundhog Minis. I love these things. They're not the lightest, but they do a good job. I carry 10 of them, and that's the maximum that I would ever need for the tent that I use. On the top of my pack here, I carry a Thermarest Z seat. This is just a little sit pad. It's nice to have. Let's get into the actual pack here. So right on top for easy access is my rain gear. This is the jacket that I'm going to be using. It's an Enlightened Equipment Visp. I'm super excited to use this thing. I've wanted one for a very long time. I hear such good things about them, but they weren't making them for like 6 months or a year or something like that. So I finally got my hands on one. I've taken it on some hikes, but I haven't had any rain with it yet. So I'm sure it's going to perform well. It's got the pit zips, which is going to be super nice, I think. And again, I'm going to use this as sort of a layering system with the Senchi, if it gets a little cold. For the bottom, I've still got this this Z-Packs Dyneema rain skirt. This thing's torn all to hell. It probably needs replaced, but I've come to realize that I don't really care if my shorts get wet while I'm hiking. So I don't know. I'm thinking about actually just leaving this home, but it's nice to have to kind of lay some of your gear on when you camp at night and things like that. I use it for other things other than just wearing it as a rain skirt. So I don't know. I might end up ditching this. Also, for easy access, on top of the pack is my tent. This is the Z-Packs Altiplex which is made for the taller people. Under that is my food bag. There's no food in here, so this is just essentially my cook setup. But this is the Light AF Dyneema bear bag. Got a lot of miles on this thing. It's all tore up. It's got some holes in it, but it'll do the job. A handful of gallon Ziplocs. These are all going to have food in them. I like to kind of sort out my food: breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and trash. So there should be 5 bags here. This is the PCT hang kit that comes with the food bag. It's just a Dyneema rock sack, and then some Z-line or bear line or whatever you call it. I broke the Light AF carabiner, so this is just a normal carabiner that I got from a gas station. And that's what I use to hang my food each night. My spoon, this is a Tokes long-handled titanium spoon. And my cook system here. This is, again, Tokes titanium 750 ml cook pot. Inside the pot I keep my stove. This is the BRS 3000 or something like that. 15 bucks off Amazon. Lasted the entire AT through hike and has many miles on it in addition to that as well. This thing's awesome. I love it. I always rant and rave about it. Lighter. I keep my gas can right inside the pot there. And just a bandana to help clean my pot each night. And it all just kind of fits together nice and neat like that. I know you can't see it, but you can probably hear it, that crinkly sound. I do use a Nylafume pack liner, so all the gear from this point forward is all tucked into the pack liner just to help, you know, with more waterproofing. First is my puffy jacket. This is the Enlightened Equipment Torrid Apex jacket. Love this thing, super warm and super light. This is what I call my electronics bag. It has my electronics, but also a lot of little things that I just want to keep organized. So we'll go through the whole little bag here quickly. This is the power bank I'm going to be carrying. It's an Anker 20,000 milliamp. Charge all my shit. I got this Anker 4-port charger. It's got the foldable prongs there. I used a 4-port on the AT and it was super nice to have. I could just charge all my stuff at once. You don't have to spend as much time sitting around waiting for things to charge, so I think it's worth the extra weight. I'm also going to be carrying a second GoPro battery. I noticed that with that power bank on my last hike that when I charge my GoPro with it, the GoPro just kind of drains that thing, it seems. And I am going to be vlogging regularly and using the GoPro more, so I thought having an extra battery would be handy. I thought about bringing a second battery bank instead, but it's just it's a little heavy. I can't wrap my head around, you know, carrying a pound of just power banks. So I'm gonna try just having a spare GoPro battery. Along with all that stuff is all the charging cords. We don't need to go through all these, but they're all just the short little charging cords for each thing. And I'll have one for my phone, obviously, as well. Also in here, I keep my quilt strap for those super cold nights. I have a little travel mirror / hairbrush. I guess this is necessary for me now. And then on the back here, I have a piece of Lugo tape. Underneath that is a sewing needle, which I have used many times on hikes to repair gear. This is my little adapter. I'll use this for taking videos and photos from my GoPro, putting them onto my phone. And lastly is my little first aid / repair kit. In here I keep just a handful of regular Band-Aids. There's a little bag of pills here. I've got Advil, Tylenol, shit pills, and I think some Benadryl. That's pretty much it. We've got various repair patches and things. There's some tenacious tape here. These look like patches for the sleeping pad. There's some glue dots, and it looks like some Dyneema tape in there as well. Also a little spool of thread. These are 2 empty SIM cards that I'm going to be carrying for the GoPro. I've got a spare Sawyer O-ring. These are really good to carry. I think this is like the most lost item amongst backpackers, so I always carry an extra one. safety pin for, popping blisters pretty much. And lastly, I just carry fingernail clippers. All of that tucks in there nice and neat. I didn't talk about the actual bag. This is a light AF dry bag. That's what I keep all those little things in. All right, next up is my clothing bag. So this weird bag here is actually the Senchi mesh bag. The Senchi's a weird fabric, and it seems like it would snag on everything. So I guess this bag is what you're supposed to wash the Senchi in. And I wasn't going to carry it, but I thought, man, I don't want to go with not washing it for the whole through hike, and I don't really feel like hand washing it either. So I thought I would just carry the mesh bag and use that as my clothes bag. The first thing I'm pulling out of here is my Enlightened Equipment Copperfield wind pants. These got a couple little holes in them, but I fucking love these things. This is one of my favorite pieces of gear. I've talked about them before. They weigh next to nothing, and they do a lot for wind protection and just extra warmth if you need it in the mornings or something. These are the same leggings I've been rocking for a while. Not the latest things, but they're super warm. It's the Smartwool 250s, and I'll pretty much just sleep in them when I need to. Extra pair of socks to sleep in. Again, standard Darn Toughs. These are my sealskin waterproof socks. I love these things too. I use them sort of as my camp shoe. So if I have wet trail runners at the end of the day, I'll put these on and then put my feet in the wet shoes to kind of keep my foot dry. But these will also be good for any snowy areas. I was thinking about sending these in my winter gear, which we'll go over later. But I don't know. I think I'm going to carry them for the whole hike just in case. Got a pair of light Smartwool liner gloves. And this is my bug net just off Amazon. Even Naturals mosquito head net. That's all the extra clothing that I'll be carrying. All right, last but not least, we're getting into the sleep system here. First thing coming out is my sleeping pad. This is the Nemo Longbow sleeping pad. This is R6, super warm, but again, a little heavier than some of the other ones I've used. I've come to realize over the last few years that I'm just a cold sleeper, so I think having a warmer sleeping pad is going to be nice. I had a lot of trouble with the Thermarest sleeping pads, so that's why I switched to the Nemo. I'm hoping that this holds out a little better. Tucked away in here is the pump sack. I do like to carry the pump sack. All the way down at the bottom of the pack is my quilt. This is the UGQ Bandit quilt. It's a 20 degree. UGQ is rated for comfort rather than safety, like a lot of the other brands. So this 20 degree quilt will get me down to a much lower temperature than, say, my Enlightened Equipment 20 degree would. So this thing weighs a little more than the Enlightened Equipment. It's a little bulkier, but again, being a cold sleeper, I think it's going to be nice to have. And the last thing floating around is my pillow. This is a Nemo Philo Elite pillow. The last few trips that I've been on, I haven't slept really well with this thing, so I thought about ditching it and just using like my puffy or something as my pillow. But I'll carry it and see how it goes. If I need to, I'll just ship it home. All right, so that's pretty much everything in my pack that I'm going to carry for the entire PCT. I have a few more pieces of gear that we can go over. This is the stuff that I'm going to be shipping to Kennedy Meadows before the Sierra. So this is the stuff that I would need for, snowy conditions and maybe some colder conditions. First up, we have the dreaded bear canister. I bought my own, which I probably should have just rented it from Kennedy Meadows, but it is what it is. Covered it with stickers, obviously. This is the BV 500, 450, 500, I don't know. It's the larger one. I think this is what most people use, and this will just strap right on top of the Hyperlight. Bear canisters are required in the Sierras, and that's pretty much the only reason that people carry them. All right, so if we pop this open here, there's some clothes in here that I'm going to be shipping along with the bear canister. These are my Torrid Apex mitts. They're made by Enlightened Equipment. These are super warm. I get really cold hands, and I hate having numb hands all the time. So I'm going to be taking these through the Sierras for sure. And they have the little flip tops. These are my micro spikes. I'm not going to take them out, but they're the Catula micro spikes. And I have a little smart wool beanie. Again, I'm not sure I'm going to send this out, but I might need it for the Sierras. And last is my ice axe. This is a black diamond. I don't know what model it is, but weighs about a pound. Not terribly excited about having to carry it, but it is what it is. Maybe I won't need to. Maybe we'll luck out and conditions won't be that bad, but I got one just in case. All right, y'all, I think that is it. That's all the gear that I'm going to be carrying on this through hike. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to talk to you guys about any of this stuff. I'm also going to include down below the link to my lighter pack if you want to see how much all of this stuff weighs. I guess I should say that not including the Bearcan and the Sierra specific gear, my base weight is somewhere between 14 and 15 pounds, which I'm pretty happy with. Again, I throw in some heavier gear that I don't normally carry, some extra things that I don't normally carry, and it's still pretty much the same base weight that I started the AT with. So I'm happy with that. So if you want to check out my lighter pack, the link's below. I'm going to be seeing you guys in the desert very, very soon. I'm excited. I can't believe that it's only a few weeks away. I feel like I still have a million things to get done before I get out there. But I feel like I'm ready for a change and ready to be back on trail as hiker trash. I appreciate you all watching very much. Please subscribe if you have not yet. And I'll see you guys in a few weeks. Peace out.